Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and well, what a banner day we had yesterday with this patch that came out. Even leaks aside, can we just recognize like how great this patch is, bringing in the endgame collapse and stabilizing the game, canceling matches when they're short-handed, just getting rid of a lot of bugs. People that I played with who were constantly getting forced out of the game, between 15 and 20% of the game, they were just, boom, getting forced DC'd out of the game. That wasn't happening to them yesterday. I think this is a great patch, and kudos to the devs team for what they did. I know it all goes overshadowed by this Ghostface leak, but this is a really solid patch. Arguably one of the most solid patches that we have seen in recent memory. This mid-chapter patch just seems like it's really got a lot going on, and I am just incredibly impressed at how quickly they were able to come up with a solution for our concerns about having killers block the stairs and endgame collapse, that they were able to make it so that survivors could sneak by. It isn't perfect. There's a couple of situations where you can't get through, like on the Ironworks doorway. If you stood in the doorway, you'd still be able to block. But the fact that they have anything in place this quickly just astounded me. And again, I can't say enough about the patch, and I'm super excited to play again today. I think anybody who doesn't think that this is a step in the right direction for bugs and things like that needs to give their head a shake, honestly. I think we're definitely on track, and I look forward to bigger and better things to come. So with the Ghostface leak yesterday, we'll just do a quick recap. If you were one of the people who downloaded the patch immediately at like 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you were accidentally given a developer build 3.0 instead of 2.7, and it had the ghost in it. So we see here we have the ghost, and then we were given a glimpse at what their perk would be, called the simple formula, and what their power would be, the shrouded, hunt, and stalk. So it's all very cool. Everybody is just going crazy with this news. It's unbelievable. And a lot of people say, well, wait a minute. Why does the ghost look like this? How come it doesn't look like how we see it in the movies? This is because it's only the Fun World license part of it, which is the mask. I don't know if anybody owns the robes. Like on the Fun World website, they actually sell the robes. So I don't know if the robes can be trademarked. Maybe they wanted to steer clear of the iconic movie look of robes because they were afraid that there would be some kind of trademark infringement with the Scream franchise, and that's why he looks like more of like this medieval cloak, which we see here in 3 colors. We have the gray as the base, and then you could buy either blue or red if you want. I'm told if you buy the whole DLC, you will get a white ghost instead of, in addition to the gray for the base. So, and then of course we have the devil mask as probably, you know, the ultra rare for this character. And I will note that an interesting thing here, that normally when you buy a DLC and get an extra cosmetic for purchasing the whole DLC, the survivor is the one who gets the extra cosmetic. And in this case, it is the killer, the ghost. So I think that's an indicator that this is probably only a paragraph and not a full chapter, and that there isn't a corresponding survivor. So while everyone is super excited to see this Ghostface character in the game, and they can't wait for the next chapter, which they have described it as a chapter on their Twitter, I don't know for sure that that means anything. It could be that the ghost is a standalone character. It might just be a DLC just for the killer. So I would say that you should probably prepare yourselves. I told you all that this is a complicated and convoluted license to obtain, because you have the Fun World aspect where you deal with RJ Torbert to get the rights to the imagery of the mask, and then you have to deal with the movie company who produced Scream, which has gone through several hands now with the Weinstein bankruptcy, and as far as I'm aware is now owned by Lantern Entertainment. And you need to get the rights to the Scream movie characters. So I think what we're looking at right now, oh, and I will say that one of the Fog Whisperers who went to Montreal earlier this spring said on stream that there is no survivor with this chapter. So I would say that people need to prepare themselves that probably the identity of the ghost is not going to be a character from the Scream movies, and we're probably not getting a survivor unless things move very quickly and they can make a deal. That doesn't mean we'll never get it, because, like I said, you have to get both of these license holders, and once you have one, maybe you can talk the other party into it more easily. If you say, well, hey, we've already got the mask for Fun World, we would like to get the character names from your movie franchise to bring in a survivor. It's something that could possibly happen down the road, but at this point, I would say that there isn't any evidence found in the files to suggest that there is a corresponding survivor. So as much as I know everybody wants to see Casey Becker or Dewey or Gale or Sidney Prescott, I would just say that we should probably be prepared that we aren't going to get it. And if we do get it, then we'll be pleasantly surprised. But everything right now seems to indicate that this may be a standalone character. So something I did talk about on my stream, but I didn't put it in my confirmation of Ghostface coming to Dead by Daylight short video, were the cosmetic leaks for the pig, Amanda Young. It was like a breaking news story to talk about Ghostface, and I hadn't been given that information about the pig yet when I, published that video. So now we'll follow up and cover that again. So there are 2 cosmetics coming for the pig. You're the pig. Little late, but we're getting the Saw cosmetics. So, Lionsgate, working with Lionsgate, confirmed on a separate project. Seems like this was the project to get some Saw cosmetics in for Amanda Young, the pig. So we have these 2 outfits here, 2 new heads with this leather jacket style, Amanda all in leather, and then this other one with her weird cut sleeves on her shirt, which is, it looks like it's kind of a combination between what she wore in Saw 1 and what she wore in Saw 3, but those are both really cool. I'm glad that we're getting some licensed cosmetics. So, it just, people said, well, this Ghostface stuff can't be real because they have licensed cosmetics. Killers never have cosmetics. And it's like, they can get cosmetics, they just have to make the deals for it. And all the killers that they had before, they didn't have deals in place to do additional cosmetics, so they had to renegotiate those contracts. That's why when we got Ash, they had stuff set up ahead of time, that they had other cosmetics for Ash in line, because they realized with their cosmetic store open now, they wanted to be able to add extra outfits to the characters. So this kind of, paves the way for more to come, hopefully. And if they can demonstrate sales on the Saw cosmetics, hopefully they can say, well, look at this, and present numbers, figures of what is being earned off of store cosmetics to the Halloween properties, Leatherface properties, etc., etc. So the other thing revealed in these leaks were all of the add-ons for the Ghost Power. I don't know that I'm going to read all of these. I'll at least show them all to you, but I might not read through all of them. We'll start with the rarest, obviously. So we have Maggie, which instantly recharges the stealth power once a generator is completed. Again, keep in mind that this is all work in progress stuff. Any of this is subject to change, names, and you see they have all numbers here. I don't know if there's like 20 add-ons and they just have all the different numbers or what, but any of this is subject to change. So then we have Ghost Caught on Tape considerably increases the stalking rate when peaking and considerably decreases the stalking rate when not peaking. So that's your peaker stalk add-on. Drop Leg Knife Sheath, hitting a survivor while crouched after being crouched for at least 2 seconds gives the bleeding status effect, slightly increases your crouch movement speed while crouched, and stacks. Knife Belt Clip, hitting a survivor while crouched after being crouched for at least 2 seconds gives the mangled status effect, slightly increases movement speed while crouched, and stacks. Leather Knife Sheath, moderately increases movement speed while crouched, and stacks. Night Vision Monocular, considerably increases the rate at which a survivor becomes marked, and moderately increases the stalk deplete rate. Detailed Victims Routine considerably decreases the minimum detection range of spotters. Olson's address book considerably increases the shrouded hunt charge rate. Telephoto lens moderately increases the rate at which a survivor becomes marked. So, do you, like, only stalk one person? You mark the person that you're going to stalk? We'll have to wait and see how this works. Thermal base layer considerably decreases the shrouded hunt depletion rate when spotted. Wallet with photos folded inside considerably increases movement speed while stalking. Add-on number 3. So like I said, some of this stuff's going to change. Moderately increases shrouded hunt recharge rate. Black gauze moderately decreases shrouded hunt depletion rate when spotted. Headlines cutouts moderately increases movement speed while stalking. Lasting perfume moderately decreases survivor stock depletion rate. Marked map of Floridian neighborhood moderately decreases the minimum detection range of spotters. Cheap cologne slightly decreases survivor stock depletion rate. Electric tape slightly decreases shrouded hunt depletion rate when spotted. Olson's journal slightly increases movement speed while stalking. Walleye's matchbook slightly increases shrouded hunt recharge rate, and that's it. So, what can we take from this? We have the name Olson in a couple of these. We have Olson's journal and Olson's address book. So, is the name of the ghost going to be last name Olson, perhaps? I would have speculated that possibly Olson was the name of the survivor, but if there is no corresponding survivor, then we're just left with this being the name of the ghost as Olson. And then the other thing we have here is the marked map of the Floridian neighborhood, which would lead me to believe that this is taking place in Florida. I don't think any of the Scream movies or television show take place in Florida. I could be wrong about that. I don't think either Woodsboro or Lakewood are in Florida. So, I even looked up some of R.J. Torbert's books to see if I could find a Florida or Olson connection, and I struck out there. So, I think it's possible that this version of the ghost might just be a copycat of possibly a Scream fan who's a copycat and decided to don the mask. We'll have to wait and see how the lore comes out. But, yeah, that's what we can gather from the add-ons is Florida and Olson. But what that means, we'll have to wait and see. And some people have said, don't you feel badly for this fellow Robert Scott Bean? It was supposed to be his announcement to make on May 28th. But instead, with the leak coming out, it kind of stole his thunder, took away his moment. And I did genuinely feel badly for him. But it seems that he's taking it all in stride. There might be something else that they could do. Perhaps Dead by Daylight, if they have like a video teaser, they could keep it unlisted on their YouTube channel and share the link with him and allow him to be the first one to put out the link to a video teaser for the Ghostface release. Who knows? But he seems to be taking it all in stride. He, in fact, put up this post on his Instagram, World of RSB, saying, unless you've been living under a rock today, you've most likely seen that Ghostface is coming to the smash hit video game series Dead by Daylight. For fans of Ghostface, this is a huge deal as the iconic slasher is joining the ranks of fellow horror icons Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, etc. I was set to make this announcement on May 28th, but the information has leaked. Somehow I'll find a way to go on with my life, LOL. This has been an interesting journey for me to say the least. A lot more people have wondered why I was chosen to make the announcement in the first place. It most likely has to do with the fact that my mom suffered various health issues over the last year, as have I, and both of us have almost lost our home numerous times. R.J. Torbert is a very generous man, and most likely wanted to bestow this honor onto me out of the kindness of his heart. Fun World is a fantastic company, and it's run superbly by a man who is a class act in every sense of the word, a man I'm lucky to call a friend. If today's news is disappointing to some, or some detail isn't to your liking or whatever, please know that a lot of love and hard work went into making this happen. My only request in all of this is that we start practicing kindness and gratitude and showing it to each other more often. If you would have told me in the 1990s that one day I'd be playing a video game with Ghostface in it, I would have freaked the F out. This is awesome and exciting news, and after an eternity of speculation and conversation within the Dead by Daylight community, I think the only thing left to say now is thank you. What a great post, you know. And RJ Torbert, from what I understand, is just a class individual. I was doing some research into him and some of his books that he had written about the Ghostface character. And this kind of thing where he was going to let RSB be the one to make the video game announcement isn't the first time he's done something like this for one of his fans. There was a person who was allowed to make an announcement about the release of one of RJ Torbert's Ghostface books, and he gave that person the honor to be the one to make the announcement about the book. So he has a history of doing this and really appreciating his fans. And I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about RJ Torbert. He just seems like he's a wonderful individual and a great person to work with. And from what I understand, also, the person who made the announcement about the book has since passed away. So it was something that he wanted to gift that person, something that meant something to that person about the book shout out before they passed. So, like, kudos to RJ Torbert for appreciating his fans and doing something like that and embracing people. This whole kindness message, you know, I can't get behind it enough. And another thing that came out of the leaks was this new customization option on the character board here, where you see an option to add charms to your character's customization. And everybody said, well, what is charms? At first I thought that this was going to be with 3 slots and 3 parts to customize your character, that this was going to be something to do with dressing your character. I thought for a moment that maybe it would allow you to transfer your prestige blood to any cosmetic in the game in those 3 slots. But I remembered that they said it wasn't as easy as that, because when you see some of these outfits like Backpack Meg, to take base Meg bloody and then put blood on Backpack Meg, you know, you just can't drop the skin over the top. It would take a lot of work to bloody up that Backpack Meg outfit. So you can't just like take the blood off as a skin and drop it on top of any base cosmetics. Just not going to work. So I gave up on that idea. Then the other idea I thought was that maybe these were going to be emote slots, that they would sell us emotes for our characters and we could equip them in those 3 slots and we could go ace finger guns to somebody in game. But then I found out what it really was. So there's a few different charms going on. I think possibly these are going to come out for the anniversary event. I don't know if it's a system that's going to stay in place once the anniversary event is over, or if it's going to be only for the anniversary event. Anniversary of the game is June the 14th, so it's coming up right around the time when I think the chapter's coming out on the 18th, so we'll have to wait and see. 3rd year anniversary of the game. You can see these charms. Here's some imagery of some of them that people have rendered them from the files. We have this cake charm, and then there's this potted plant charm, and then this, I don't know what this is, like a necklace doohickey thing. This little square plate. I don't know what that is. But we have these charms, and it looks like you adorn the hooks with them as killer. I have this image here of a Ghostface who has adorned their hook with a couple of the green potted plants and then one of these square plates. Don't know what they do, if they're going to be worth extra blood points or bonuses or hindrances to the survivors or something advantageous to the killer. We'll have to wait and see, but it's something for the killer to adorn the hooks. Somebody told me they saw an image of a Dwight that had a waist belt adorned with charms on a chain, so that remains to be seen. That's just hearsay as far as I know. I don't know what the adornments look like for survivors particularly. But on this image of the Ghostface hook, you can see here that they have 5 charms available. Not sure if the pink ones are all different or if they repeat. If it's an inventory of different charms. You would think they'd just be numbered if they were the same one, wouldn't you? You just say we have 3 of this one. So maybe there's 5 different charms, and judging from this, they look of different rarity. But again, these are placeholders. Anything can happen here. But looking at this at face value, there's 5 different charms. I only know of 3 of them, so maybe it is just the 3, the cake, the plant, and the square plate. So we'll have to just wait and see what they do, but my feeling is they have something to do with the anniversary event, since it's a cake. And a cake with eyes on top. That's got to be a killer charm, right? So I can't imagine Dwight's running around with a cake with eyeballs on it attached to his belt. So I'm going to hit you up with one final thing. By the way, the music you've been listening to is the music for Ghostface in the game. If you you know how they've made it so that if you load up the Clown, you hear Clown's music. If you load up Legion, you hear Legion's music, etc. This is the music for Ghostface in the game. You've been listening to it this entire time. One last thing I want to leave you with is, if you want to see some more spoilers, even more than this, NecroCrafts has taken up the duty of rendering all of Ghostface movements in the game. You can see what it looks like when they peek around the corner. I'm just going to show you a couple of images. Some people are like pulling this whole video. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave you the link in the description here for you to go watch the video for yourself if you want to see this stuff. But it has all of the renderings, what it looks like when Ghostface is peeking around the corner, crouching and standing, the running action. It even has the mori if you want to see it. You can see what it looks like. I'm not going to spoil that for you. You have to go seek it out if you want to see it. NecroCrafts video. Its link is in the description. And that's all I've got for you today. I have some more stuff, but this video has already gone pretty long, so I'm going to save it for tomorrow. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. Take care of each other out there in the fog, and bye-bye.